everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio, and today I've got a weird little project for you. I had this old t-shirt, and a long time ago I used to always make t-shirts using rubber stamps. And the reason that I did that was because I would wear them to conventions and things when I was stamping and selling Stampin' Up! Products. And I found this product. At first I could only do light colored shirts, and I would stamp them with acrylic paint. And then I found this product that was from Avery called T-shirt inkjet T-shirt transfer for dark shirts. So needless to say, I was really excited by that because I could put different types of stamping and things on brighter or darker color shirts. So this shirt that I have here, which is a bright orange, not a color I wear very often, is one of those shirts. And it had stamping on it. It had stamping on that inkjet transfer using regular dye-based inks, and then I ironed it onto the shirt. But as you can see with many iron-on transfers, not just this kind, but even the ones that you buy in the store, the ink faded out of the transfer eventually through washing. And I found this shirt the other day, and I said to myself, hey, maybe I can fix that using acrylic paint. Why did I think that? Well, for one, acrylic paint is a plasticky, rubbery, same type of a texture as this stuff. Also, I have painted and stamped on textiles before with acrylic paint, and it's lasted a lot better than this did, actually. So I decided to try an experiment to fix this t-shirt because it's a comfortable t-shirt with a nice v-neck like I like, and I just wanted to try it. So that's what I'm doing today. I didn't have a video today, so I decided to do this. So the first thing I did was to iron wax paper on the back of it to protect it from bleeding through, and then I put my 12 by 12 piece of plexiglass inside the shirt between the two layers to make it flat and to protect it. Then I cleaned off the transfer with some rubbing alcohol just to make sure there wasn't any oils or residue left on that transfer. Then I mask it using masking tape, trying to use the original transfer lines that I had put on there. It was a very geometric design that was stamped with some squares and rectangles, and then I think it had vases of flowers over the top. This is just what I remember. This was a long time ago. That's all faded away. So I masked around all the areas of the transfer. If you were just gonna, there's no reason why you couldn't just do this right on the shirt, right on a brand new shirt. I would say that you need to wash the shirt without any fabric softeners and also dry the shirt without any fabric softeners if you are going to just paint right on the shirt. You can absolutely do that. There's no reason you have to have this iron transfer stuff. It's just I wanted to save this shirt and wear it again this summer. It's a nice summery looking bright color, and I thought it would be fun to wear it. So the first layer that I put on there was just Liquitex Basics Titanium White. And the reason that I did this, the main reason is that the transfer material has a lot of cracks in it, and I wanted to fill in the cracks. I also just wanted a clean white start to my, I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I thought maybe I would draw and paint. I didn't know, but I ended up stenciling. But I wanted to fill in those cracks. I wanted to make it nice and clean and white. So that was my first layer, and I put a thick layer of white on there with my artist sponge, really just like pressing it down into those cracks and trying to fill in all the cracks in the transfer material. The transfer material feels like rubber, kind of. It has some give to it. It's stretchy, but not so much that if you repeatedly stretch it, that it won't crack. So that's what I was doing here, was trying to just fill in all those bits and bobs of areas. I zoomed it in so now you can see the cracks a little bit, and I figured that that's the only area I'm going to work on, so there's no reason not to zoom the camera up a little bit. There, I'm fixing my masking tape a little bit because it was in the wrong spot. When I had made this, I had made this one little area that pops out and kind of has the negative space on the other side, a little square, just because I do stuff like that. Otherwise, it just should be 3 rectangular triptych panels, but I'm not going to do that. That would be just too normal, right? So I do have this other little weird thing that I had to mask around, which I don't remember why I did that, but that's not surprising that I would do something like that. So then the paints I'm going to use are Dina Wakley paints, her acrylic paints. And I started out with lemon, cheddar, blushing, and ruby. These are all close together on the color wheel, so they're analogous colors and they blend well together. Plus the shirt is orange, and so I wanted to have colors that coordinated with the shirt. So I'm using my new Stencilgirl stencils. I'm in love with these. I'm in love with these stencils. I want to marry them. I don't know. I'm just in love with them. So I got them out again today. And this one is called Fantasia. And I'm using just some of the kind of circle and oval shapes that are on there. Using those four colors and kind of blending them together with my artist sponges, just to make it interesting. And then so then when I remove the stencil, you see the nice white lines, nice and crisp and white, because I put all that titanium white paint on there first. Then I switched to the I think it's called Organic Roots, and it has a section of roots, a section of rocks, and then this like section that's kind of rectangles. I think it's supposed to represent the layers of hard rock and lava that are compressed into the earth. And I use that one. And then for my third panel, I'm using this Leaf Zen Landscape. The thing that I loved about this stencil when I bought it is this undulating ladder looking thing through the middle of it. And I also like the leaves, but I keep looking at this thing and thinking that's such a cool shape. It's just cool. I just like it. So I decided to use it in my third panel, and that gives me some variety of line widths and shapes in the pattern. So I was pretty happy with that. I heat set it just to get it all dry. I also think that's helping the two layers of acrylic meld together with the transfer material. I'm hoping. I can't tell you that this was 100% going to be successful because I haven't washed the shirt yet. I wanted to give it some curing time, but I wanted to get the video up today. So I'll have to tell you in the future if this worked or not. I think it will. It seems 100% logical that this would work. So then I'm using two more colors, the Peacock and the Night paint, and putting some other shapes. That one's again from the Organic Roots stencil. That's the rock type one, putting them in a vertical shape. And these are giving me a contrasting color to the original pattern. I decided to use that one of those curvy line shapes on my second pattern with those two colors, Peacock and Night. Really loving these heavy body paints from Dina Wakley. I like the colors, I like the pigment load, and I like the consistency of the paint. So I've been really happy with them and using them quite a bit lately. You know how we go in cycles. We like this product, so we use it a lot, and then we kind of cycle to something else. But these are new to me, newish, so I'm having fun with them. And then on my third panel, I decided to use these dangling pods, which is a fascinating shape to me. I'm just really interested in that shape. I do end up using my masking tape to mask off so that I don't go over this one section, just to make the pods dangle just on the left hand side, which gives another vertical to my pattern. Again, using the Peacock and the Night paint combined. So pretty happy with my pattern. I'm going to heat set that some more to just get it a little bit dry. And then I got out my fine liner with the white acrylic paint in it that's been diluted. Or it might not be. This might actually be high flow. This might be golden high flow, but it is a thinner paint so that it can come through that size 20 needle on this fine liner bottle. I will be sure to link all the products that I used, including these fine liner bottles, in the description box below the video so that you can purchase them if you would like. You can see what they are. So this has titanium white in it, obviously, and I'm just adding just a tiny bit of detailing to my focal point pieces that I put on there using the darker paints. And then also using that bottle to splatter because I like splatters. I just like them. I know I'm not the only one. There's everybody uses splatters. So then once I've dried that up a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and pull off all the masking tape to see what I've got in my pattern. And there's that weird little pop out spot right there. I had trouble masking that thing. It was a little bit tricky. And so this is what I have. Now I've covered up all that ugly transfer material and I've got a nice bright pattern on my shirt. But I wasn't 100% happy with it. At first I thought it's because there was a little bit of area where the tape had covered the transfer material and it was showing. So I got out a flat brush, a small flat brush, and some of that cheddar colored paint, which is an orange, and I was filling it in. And then after I did that, I still didn't like it that much. So I decided to put a kind of a fuzzy, undefined, but definitely there, white border around each panel. This separates the panels from the shirt and gives, like, you know, a line of separation and kind of a border. And you know that I like that type of stuff. When I'm making graphical stuff, you know, that's what I like, is to have lines and borders around things. If you've been watching my channel, you know that about me. So I did this again with just the flat brush, small flat brush, and the titanium white paint. And I thought that made it look a lot better. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll be sure to tell you in a future video, probably in my next vlog, how this worked out after I've washed it a few times and worn it a few times. Or you can just go try it yourself. Get out one of those old t-shirts. You have nothing to lose because you're not going to wear that old t-shirt anyway. You're just going to turn it into dust rags because the transfer on it is all ugly and cracked and you're not going to wear it. So give it a try. If you like this video, of course, remember to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment or question if you have one. Subscribe if you haven't already and turn on your notification bells. And of course, share this if you want to. That's it for me. Bye-bye.